Jarvis. This is Zay Sanford, and I wanted to thank you for teaching us about the stars and remaining who you are. You are the sci-fi guy with thoughts that help us fly very far away from Earth to outer space. No limits or restrictions to power in science fiction. Open up our minds and teach us about sci-fi.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got a special live edition. Sci Fi Friday. I go by the name of the Entertainer. Follow me on all social media platforms and even on Cash App. Today we have a special guest. His name is Jarvis Sheffield. He's the publisher of Genesis Science Fiction Magazine. For more information on what he does, go to the website at GenesisScienceFictionMagazine.com. Brother Jarvis, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you today?
Man, I'm blessed, man. That was my guy, Zay Sanford, singing the hook that we wrote, man, because,
All right, that was nice.
In your mind, you can't have limits or restrictions, It's the power in science fiction. And we just want to thank you for teaching us about the stars and for being who you are, for teaching us that we can go far away from Earth to outer space. It's a blessing.
Well, I appreciate being here.
Blessing to be by your side today, man. And we're going to get right into this, man, because I know you got books to write, movies to edit, things to do. But, man, I wanted to bring you on, man, because, you stop by and see other things I'm doing, man. Always encourage me. And, I see you doing something different, And so there's a lot of people out there. They may know, they may not know. But break down, what is science fiction for us out here, man? Talk to us.
I'm going to make it really simple. There's a clinical definition in the dictionary and all that, but really science fiction is any type of work, whether it's books, magazines, comics, movies, anything like that, that uses science as a basis for telling a story. And most of the time, it's futuristic. It has some element of futuristicness in it.
Okay. All right, we're gonna get into this interview through the concept of sci-fi, which is short for science fiction, and the essence for start. Talk to us about how you got started.
Man. Well, this spans back 40-something odd years, but I started in science fiction watching stuff with my older brothers. It was like Star Trek, Twilight Zone, Lost in Space, and so that kind of piqued my interest in science. Then I went to the movies and saw Star Wars, and that kind of just blew my mind, right, with all these robots and fight scenes and spaceships. So that kind of piqued my interest in technology. So I ended up being in science club, being highly interested in science. I was interested in robots, so I would go to the library and read up on robots. And I actually started making one at home when I was a little kid, and I kind of scared my mom because I had made this body with these arms, and and she came around the corner, saw that, and she kind of snapped like. But that's where my interest started. And then there were shows like Mr. Wizard when I was in the teens, and it was another show with the Wiz Kids. Well, the Wiz Kids, they use science and robots and programming and computers to solve crimes. These was a little kids, so that got me interested. Now I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. Then me and my cousin, I actually didn't like to read. I was actually in a slow class in reading in like the 4th grade. However, me and my cousin started reading comic books, and so it wasn't enough to look at the picture. So that forced me to read. And so I started enjoying reading because of comic books. Comic books got me out of the slow class into the regular class of academia. And now that same little kid that was in the slow class is working on his doctorate, and Lord willing, I'll be done next year. So we're gonna fast forward. Huh?
No, so that's a blessing.
Yes, it is. And then also along with those comic books, we're going to fast forward a little bit into college. Milestone Comics came out in the early 90s, and it depicted mostly black characters, a lot of black characters. They weren't in stereotypical roles. They had power. They had the special effects. They saved the girl. And that there were about 8 different comics, if I remember correctly. And so that's kind of moved me to look more deeply into science fiction and comics. Next, I think I was in a Black Lit class with Dr. Tommy Morton Young, and I heard about Octavia Butler. Octavia Butler was the only Black science fiction writer that came up in class. And so I went over to the library, and I tell you what, her book was the first book novel that I read from cover to cover that I wasn't assigned to do. I just did it. And then I found all of her books in the library and read all of them. And so that just blew my mind.
Can you give her name again?
Her name is Octavia Butler.
Okay.
Yeah, she's passed, but her name is Octavia Butler. She's like the gold standard of Black science fiction. She's won Nebula Awards. She has different trilogies that will rival Star Wars. So she was.
Break down. What's a Nebula award?
A Nebula Award is one of the highest awards that you can get as a science fiction writer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
so she won, I believe, multiple.
Now, because there's some people out here, man, like me, they may not know, so something new. You never know what seed can plant in their mind that can, turn it into a flower situation for them. And the C is for character. How important is having character, and also how does that help you in developing characters for your projects?
I think having and developing character in yourself, and some people say character is what you do when people aren't looking, and following things all the way through to the end and treating people the way you want to be treated. Having character carries you a long way. I think my mom, when I was young, she used to tell me to keep your nose clean. That's all she would say. She didn't have to go into a big thing. I'm leaving the house, going somewhere. She's like, keep your nose clean. And I knew that meant don't be out here acting a fool. Don't be disrespecting yourself or your family. And treat people with the golden rule, like you want to be treated. And that's kind of a motto for me, and something I live by. And so that's carried me a long way. I'm not the smartest. I'm not the best looking, but I'm dependable, and you can trust me because sometimes your word is your bond, and that's all you have. I don't have $1 million. I don't have a marketing team. I have my word. And so that carries over to your writing and things that you create. I think it is very important to try to live with character, and you can kind of instill those things in your creations as well, because these creations that you make, whether it's a book, a comic, movies, things of that nature, are going to live well beyond you. And so that's the legacy that you leave. And other people, you might not know this, but other people are watching you and following you, following your lead. And you don't want to lead people down the wrong path. You want to help people develop themselves.
Yes, sir. I like that, man. The eyes for influence. You mentioned Octavia, right?
I was influenced by Octavia.
Yeah, who are some other writers? Because just trying to plant seeds, man, to let people know there's other things out there. You got hip hop artists, you have singers, you got writers. I just want to, we want to just share resources so that people can make choices and be like, man, let me see, this might inspire me. For example, I was listening to an interview of this rap artist named Tootsie, right? And they thought since he had tattoos, since he does the type of music he does, they automatically thought he always listens to hip hop. And he was like, no, I like Tim McGraw. So you never know who influences who. This guy, he got millions of views on hip hop and singing the song, but he loves Tim McGraw. But you would never know who or what influences people.
All right. So some of mine have been, of course, Octavia Butler, which I stated before. Another prolific writer is Stephen Barnes. I had a lot of influence reading things by Piers Anthony, Isaac Asimov, and then other individuals that came that I had physical interaction with in college, like Dr. Birdsong. He's passed now. He was my
Oh yeah,
lit class, and we were in his class, and somebody had some curse words in their poem or whatever, and it was like, "Oh, is that okay?" He was like, "Look, this is your expression, and just whatever you have, let it flow." And so I actually wrote a book of poetry because of that, because I thought, okay, I can't do this because it doesn't fit into a certain category. But he allowed me to think outside the box and let your creativity come out and just create, and then find your audience. Once you for your creations, other people like Dr. Jackson at TSU, so many different people there I was highly influenced by in my classes. I was very blessed to have teachers at a HBCU that cared about me and my development.
yes,
And
sir.
so now I'm trying to pay it forward. There were a lot of people that were influenced me and guided me when I needed
Okay, the efforts for future. You know, what is the future like for you? You got with the magazine, with the movies, with television. Tell us about the future for Genesis
Oh
Science.
man, for the future, we got. I'm gonna do a little background and future. We were able to create. I think it was 2008 when I created Black Science Fiction Society. It was partly because President Obama had, then candidate Obama was doing his thing, and he was running for office, and he came with this "Yes, we can," and I'm like, well, man, this dude has made it this far, and he's doing his thing. This gave me influence that it influenced me. Well, I can do some stuff. I'm gonna take where I'm at right now and move forward and try to make a difference as well. I didn't know how to make movies or any magazines or anything at that time, but what I could do was create a website. And what I did, made a website that had all the Black comics and Black movies and Black books and things that I could to make it easy to find in one place. And so since then, I've been able to do books, the magazine, a radio show. We created an art series. Some of the stuff behind you, that's some of the art that was created by people on our site. We're doing a 3D film, and we're also experimenting with toy creation and game creation. And so the future looks really bright. And I encourage people to try to keep a positive attitude, uh, keep your head up. I know it's hard times and difficult times come, but keep your head up and try to stay focused on your goal and make do a little bit each day toward whatever goal it is that you have in life. And so the future is bright. A lot of people have a negative, oh, everything's going bad and all that. But you know
Yeah,
what? I think hard times make us appreciate the stuff that we have.
yes,
And
sir.
so that's something that was a revelation to me recently. I really appreciate having gainful employment. I
Right.
really appreciate my family and friends, and that the fact that my family and friends are healthy, and I've learned to appreciate a lot. And so the future is looking really great, and I'm excited about it.
Man, I'm glad to hear that because I've been talking to people lately, and some people have your view, and others feel like the bottom done dropped out. You know, and looking at them like, man, they should have it going on. And I also like what you said about you couldn't do certain things at the time, but because you created a space, you created the Black Science Fiction space to host other talents. That energy moved into you where you could do those things or could assist others to do those things. Because a lot of times we think that all right, we got to do it all or we got to do it right now. But sometimes you just got to get in the gym. If you get in the gym and put up some shots and let others shoot and you shoot with them, you never know what can happen. Now the
Correct.
now the eyes in three parts: inspiration, ideas, and implementation. It's like they say the third eye: inspiration, ideas, and implementation, because you start with inspiration.
Mhm.
And I've talked with some people lately, and just like, you know, you have an opportunity for somebody, right? And somebody say, I can't do it, I'm not inspired. You know, my whole world has changed. I'm not myself. You know, things are not perfect. You know, I'm not at 100%. How do you stay inspired? Where does inspiration come for you? Because
I
if
think
you got a deadline for your comic book, you gonna just say, "Oh man, my toenail got broke," or somebody said something crazy to me in the store. Are you gonna quit?
well, you could take it two ways. Some people, you know, you could take that, and that's it's strange. It's a funny thing. I've learned to take negativity and turn it into positivity. That's my superpower. I transform hate and all that kind of negative stuff. And like, okay, well, I don't care how much you're hating on me. You can't stop me. I'm plugged into a unlimited power source here,
Right,
which is from on high. So
right,
you can try, but I'm plugged in to something that's unlimited. And in terms of inspiration in troubled times, make sure you surround yourself with other positive people.
right,
You can't move forward if you're dragging a lot of negativity around and being around negative people. That's been my experience. I don't thrive on negativity like that.
right.
I like to surround myself with positive people and also be a positive person to uplift others. When you see somebody struggling, and just, you know, just give them a kind word, you know,
Yes, sir.
because at some point that's going to be you in life.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Most definitely, man. And ideas, you know, how do you what can you speak to ideas, like, you know, where do your ideas come from, or is there a certain time of night, or just certain things you watch it, or just, you know, like
Man, I could be doing anything and get an idea. And then I could just kind of, and anybody can do this. Just say, I don't know how to write sci-fi. Well, what do you know how to write? You know how to write. What are you interested? You're interested in um, uh, dramas. Okay, well, take that drama and let's put that drama on another planet, and with animals, with dinosaurs and robots. And so it's just that easy to come up
right,
with ideas. And I see so much of that now. People really don't understand. If you hadn't read a lot of old school books, the stuff that you're seeing now is a reiteration of some old stuff. They just put
right,
it in a different time or a different place. And so you can get ideas from virtually anything.
right. And the last eye, the third eye, is implementation, because you can have ideas, you could be inspired, but if you don't implement them, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
you don't produce. Talk to us, man. Talk to, because sometimes they don't need to hear from me. They need to hear from the guys out here doing it, man. I'm just a vessel, my brother.
Hey man, you're doing a lot, and you've encouraged me, and you didn't even know it. See, but in terms of implementation, try to plan your stuff out. Write it out. And the Bible says, write it out and make it plain.
I
So
do.
write out your plan. Just it doesn't have to be anything convoluted or difficult. Just put your ideas down and make a plan. And then also, once you make that plan, do a little bit each day, and you'll make some stuff happen. If you have an hour, you want to do a book, and you, oh, I don't have time, I don't have time, blah blah blah. Everybody has time, and if you just take an hour or even 30 minutes and sit there, well, okay, classes, we got a lot done when we're in school in a 50-minute class. So take that time, 50 minutes, sit down and write. And so after, and write a page. Guess what? At the end of 30 days, you got 30 pages toward your goal.
Right.
And so that's how you do it. You don't have to do everything all at once. I was told when I started my doctoral program, there's this saying that, how do you eat an elephant? Because this doctoral program it's a humongous thing, right? So how do you eat an elephant? You eat an elephant one bite at a time.
Right.
And that's how you get things done, a little bit at a time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Before we go, brother Sheffield, anything that we missed out on or anything you like to add?
Man, I want to thank you for allowing me to come in here and run my mouth today.
Nah, man.
And I want to and I want to always thank the people that support me in doing what I do. My wife, my family, my friends, and my Facebook friends and my sci-fi friends. They know who they are. I see them online all the time. And like I said, with these different projects, the books, the magazines, the radio show, all of this stuff, it's some great stuff, but I could not do all this by myself. And I've been surrounded by some wonderful people that think the way I do. And I really want to thank them now. I appreciate you all.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Special live edition, Sci Fi Friday. You know the man, Jarvis Sheffield. He inspired me to put on my sci-fi tie. He is the publisher of Genesis Science Fiction Magazine. For more information about him, like you said, you can find him on LinkedIn. You can find him on Facebook. You can find him on Instagram. Are you on Twitter too?
I'm all over the place.
All over the place.
It's just my name, Jarvis Sheffield.
He's all over the place. It is on Earth and he's in outer space. And like we said, follow me on all social media platforms and even on Cash App at Entertainer. And like we talked about today in different ways, work on your crafts, work on your writing, work on your public speaking, work on your ideas. Believe that you can have a dream. Believe that you can make a tie like me. Believe that you can develop a magazine like Jarvis Sheffield. Just put your foot in the game. Put your foot in the sand. Like he said, he didn't even know how to do these things, but he built a hub, and that energy, those spirits came into him, and now he's writing magazines. Now he's about to do a movie. He's about to come out with his own toy. So all I'm saying is work on your gifts, work on your skills, because when people hear you and see you, it may be the only school that they ever see. So until next time, I appreciate you for your time.
You.
And brother Zay Sanford, he gonna take us out again.
What's up, Jarvis? This is Zay Sanford, and I wanted to thank you for teaching us about the stars and remaining who you are. You are the sci-fi guy with thoughts that help us fly very far away from Earth to outer space. No limits or restrictions to power in science fiction. Open up our minds and teach us about